So many children calling to him by many a different name. One Father, loving each the same. So many ways all of us pray to one God. Many the paths winding their way to one God. Brothers and sisters, there are no strangers after his work is done. For your God and my God are one. So many ways all of us pray to one God. Many the paths winding their way to one God. Brothers and sisters, there are no strangers after his work is done. For your God and my God are one. For your God and my God are one.
Good morning. Welcome to Easter Sunday at Everett Unity. We're glad to have you with us. Let's start our time together today with our opening statement. You'll find that inside your bulletin. I rise to accept new life and renewal. Let's say that together. I rise to accept new life and renewal. We'll have Annie come up and do an opening prayer for us.
Dear friends, let us join together in prayer. Loving Spirit, healing Spirit, we are so grateful for this beloved community and all those who have shown up to serve and all who have shown to be with us today. It is our intention to step out of the circle of time into this circle of love, to set aside any concerns and distractions, to be present and clear as we enter into the sacred time and place together. And it is our intention that our sharing today will bless, comfort, and be of support, and that we will leave our gathering knowing your love and your peace even more fully. We thank you, Mother, Father, God, and so it is. Amen.
Well, I'd like to take a moment before we start our service officially and introduce you to the people who are most visibly serving you today. You are greeted by our ushers, Marilee and Skeet. Audio-video support's being provided by Rick and Walter. Our social hour is being hosted by many people today. We have a potluck after the service, so we hope you can come downstairs and join us for a few treats before you head out for your Easter celebration. We have a complement of musicians this morning. This is one of the things we love most about Easter here at Everett Unity. We have our musical director, Terry Anson, at the piano. She'll be sharing piano space with Trent Pomeroy. Hayden Pomeroy is joining us, and then Savannah Woods and Joshua Utek are here today. So we welcome our musicians. My name is Cindy, and as always, I'm thrilled to introduce you to Reverend Annie LONARDELLI. She's with us for a wonderful Easter message today. I'd like to remind you, as I heard little tinkling bells of cell phones in the audience, if you would turn those off now if you haven't already. We'd like to have a nice, quiet, we'd like to enjoy the music of our musicians. How's that? We'd like to enjoy the music of our musicians, so thank you. So now, the first thing that we'll be doing here as part of our Easter Sunday service is what's called a responsive reading. We do these at Easter and at Christmas. We don't stand on a lot of pomp and circumstance at Unity, but this is one of the things that is a devout prayer, a reverent moment for us here. And we'd like to have you join in with us. Annie's going to join me at the microphone. She will be reading the leader part. We're going to do responsive reading number 1, and that's on the left inside your program. Annie will read the leader part, and you, all of you and I will do the all response. And we're going to share a microphone, so wish us luck.
Dear friends, the Christ Spirit within me is the true source of wisdom and spiritual power.
I am resurrected into a greater consciousness of wisdom and spiritual power through the Christ Spirit within me.
The Christ Spirit within me is the true source of health and wholeness.
I am resurrected into a greater expression of health and wholeness through the Christ Spirit within me.
The Christ Spirit within me is the true source of all prosperity.
I am resurrected into a greater awareness of God's abundant substance through the Christ Spirit within me.
The Christ Spirit within me is my pattern for perfection and successful living.
I am resurrected and perfected in mind, body, and affairs. I am made whole through the Christ Spirit within me. Thank you, Annie. All right, let's sing together. If you'll find your Wings of Song songbook, song number 305, stand as you are able, and we'll sing together now.
So give me 1 second. For the beauty of the earth, for the glory of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the beauty of each hour of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of ear and eye, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking sense to sound and sight. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human love, brother, sister, parent, child, love we praise all things above, gentle, peaceful, calm, and mild. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
This microphone is getting extra duty this morning, I'll say for sure. All right, we're going to have some more music now with Terry and Josh.
I don't want to hear anymore. Teach me to listen. I don't want to see anymore. Give me a vision that you could move this heart to be set apart. I don't need to recognize the man in the mirror. I don't want to trade your plan for something familiar. I can't waste a day. I can't stay the same. 'Cause I wanna be different. I wanna be changed. All of me's gone. All that remains is a fire so bright. Whole world can see there's something different. So come and be different in me. I don't want to spend my life stuck in the powder. I don't want to gain this world, lose what matters. So I'm giving up everything because I want to be different. I want to be changed. Till all of me's gone and all that remains. And the fire so bright, whole world can see there's something different. Come and be different. I know that I am far from perfect. Through you I know that I am still worth it. So take this beating in my heart and come and finish what you started. But when they see me, let them see you. 'Cause I wanna be different. I wanna be different. I wanna be changed. Till all of me's gone, all that remains is a fire so bright, whole world can see there's something different. Come and be different. I just wanna be different. Could you be different in me?
How's this work? We have it. Can you hear me? Oh, I'm not sure I can see my notes, but okay, we'll work this out. Oh, you can fix that? Thank you. If I don't, then I'll go on too long. Ooh. Have to keep me on track. Thank you, dear.
Is that better?
Yes. Well, I'm deeply honored to be with you today on Easter Sunday. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Oh. There's something about an Easter morning. Churches all over the world are celebrating Easter, and even Easter sunrise services. Anybody ever been to a sunrise service? Oh, yeah? No? Yeah, me either. Okay. Although we speak of sunrise, it isn't the sun that's rising or the sun that's moving. It's the earth that rises. In this great turning, isn't it a mystery? Here we are on this beautiful planet, even now turning towards the light. On an Easter morning. And in the Easter story itself, the time of day plays a very important part. Day breaks, ushering us across the threshold between darkness and light, between sleep and wakefulness, between loss and revelation. Another day has been offered to us, but it's not just any day, another chance at waking up. We talk of Easter morning and Easter day, and yet it is all made up of Easter moments, an unfolding process, very much like what happens in nature in springtime, when what has seemed hopeless and dead reveals itself to be mysteriously alive. Bare branches are budding new life, and flowers are pushing up from the earth, these beautiful flowers. And allergies aside, we love the springtime. The new life, the blossoms, the flowers. And yet, a lot went on to get us here. Just didn't happen overnight. Possibly, at one time or another, you have planted a seed, a perfectly formed seed. You put the seed in the soil, and there the body of the seed is crushed. Its shell is shattered. It's buried in the earth, where it's transformed and germinates and miraculously grows into new life. So we celebrate the blossoms and the blooms and the fruit. But beneath the surface, a lot of things have been going on. Beneath the surface, the darkness, the neatly contained shell of life has been broken open. Even as we celebrate what arises. Now, I assume that you're all familiar with the traditional Easter story that arises to meet us every spring, and we don't know exactly what happened. We don't know if it happened in just this particular way. We don't really have all the facts. But this is a story that is more about truth than about being true. In this planetary season of transformation, we have this story of Jesus, this extraordinary teacher and healer, the human embodiment of divine light and love. And he loses his life in the worst of stories. And then the story of resurrection. Resurrection follows with new life. It took me quite a while to come to peace with this story. I used to wonder why we couldn't have a Jesus who lived into his old age like Buddha, rather than one who died so young and so tragically. And it really took me a while to understand it is precisely because it is so difficult that it is important. We cannot pretend, we cannot deny that suffering exists and try to tame it with some kind of soft spirituality. And we cannot allow suffering to own us and to overwhelm us completely. We can only show up for it with a centered yet gentle holding presence, holding the disappointment and the heartbreak until something arises to meet our pain. As if to say, "Oh, my beloved, I am with you always." As the story goes, at the very worst of it, a small group of women showed up. They stood as witnesses. They showed up for the worst of it, and they stayed with it all when the others had fled. They were among those who remembered him in his humanness, at dancing at the weddings and feasts, the lover of life, and who remembered him in his holiness as having a relationship with God that was awakening him. Among them was Mary Magdalene, who is thought to have been a close companion of Jesus, who stood by him when he took his last breath, who heard his last words. It was a terrible, terrible time. And the women who stood there, they couldn't fix it. They couldn't change it. And of course they wanted to fix it, and of course they wanted to change it. And we know that just like these women, sometimes we reach a point like this when all we can do is stay with it. They stayed with it. Oh, that's what love will do to you. That's what love will do to you when you find yourself staying with it, staying with the unimaginable when everything in you says, "I can't do this. I can't do this." And yet, you stay. Because that is what love will do to you. Despite their worries and their fears, they stayed with it because they knew they could not run away from suffering. And then, on that morning, on that third day, just before dawn, just before things are starting to lighten up, before there's that shift, you can feel it. You can hear it in the stirring of the birds and the bird songs, just before daybreak. A few of the women got together. They were tired, with the kind of exhaustion that comes from bearing witness to loss and to heartbreak and to tragedy. They hadn't slept. They'd hardly eaten. They were tear-soaked and grief-stricken, young and old, weak and strong, with painful joints and plenty of worries at home. They gathered together as they promised each other that they would, with their oils and spices. They gathered up the very best of what they had and headed out to the tomb to attend to a proper burial of Jesus' body. Now, I imagine it was a somber gathering. I imagine that there was this prevailing silence except for their own sighs and the sound of their sandals on that gritty path. And they follow the path to the tomb. And when they arrive, they find that the seal on the tomb is broken and the stone is rolled away and the tomb is empty. Imagine their astonishment and their fears. Nothing makes sense. They're confused, distraught. But wait, there are angels there, angels who tell them Jesus is gone. He's not here. And in the scene that follows, some of the women were terrified and fled, but Mary stayed. She's frantic. She twirls around, she turns around this way and that way, looking for something, looking for clues. Where is he? And then an angel responds, not with an answer, but with a question. You see, angels are the masters of asking the most meaningful, beautiful questions. Questions that turn us around. Why are you seeking the living among the dead? What a question. What a question for all of us, isn't it? In the service of awakening, why are you seeking the living among the dead? Why are you looking for what is alive in old dead ways of being? The message of the angel's inquiry is, do not go to where you once were, to places, to relationships that don't exist anymore. We are here, now, in the eternal present. Here's what happens next. Mary, she's confused, troubled. Tears are running down her cheeks. And then the author of the gospel tells us that Mary turns. Now, pay very particular attention to this kind of detail in these kind of old gospel stories because they're stage directions and they tell us that a shift is going to happen. The turning is key to the whole story. Something is happening for Mary. Something catches her attention, distracts her from her tears, like on a dreary day, which we have a few of those around here, an unexpected shaft of light will suddenly come through the window. She's so overwhelmed, but she's beginning to experience a turning, a shift in her awareness. And she sees someone that she takes to be a gardener. And he asks her another question. It's all about questions here, no answers, questions. He says, "Why are you weeping? Why are you weeping?" It's such a tender and direct question. It doesn't condemn her or reproach her for her confusion and her sadness. It's a question that recognizes just how difficult it is to have a human heart, a grieving human heart. How painful it is to be confused and to feel overwhelmed and lost. The question, why are you weeping? Is so present to her distress and compassionate, so compassionate and caring, and it allows her to open up and express what she is feeling, and she pours it all out. Her fears that someone has taken his body and hidden it, and she won't be able to lovingly attend to details, and tending to details is what she has been doing all of her life. It is her life's work, tending to details. It's an authentic outpouring of her broken heart, of letting the tears fall, and those are necessary tears that just cleanse the energy of loss. And when those tears are freely given, they can make space for insight to emerge. She's able to see clearly. And I love what happens next. Jesus doesn't preach to her in her confusion, in her grief. No platitudes, no attitudes. Jesus simply sees her. He sees her and calls her by name. Mary. Mary. She is called by name. Out of her beliefs about endings, out of her fears, out of her dream that this is all there is, and then here it comes. She turns again and sees it all so very clearly, that moment of insight. When we recognize the sacred with us in our pain, in our suffering, and this seeing, this being seen, is a moment of spiritual intimacy, turning towards, connecting with what else is here beyond our grief and confusion. You see, the message of the Easter story doesn't give us answers that appease the rational mind. Instead, it's a turning that turns us again and again to the sunrise of deep awareness and awakening. Grief and loss breaks our world apart. Like a tree struck by lightning, our world is shattered. How can we go on? And then this story rises up to meet us and turn us around. The miracle of the Easter moment is in the turning. When we feel overwhelmed and flooded, can we stop and turn from what appears missing to what is still here? Is the earth still turning? Is life still turning a seed into a flower? Is love still turning us towards each other? Are the wild geese still turning towards home again? Mary is remarkably aware. She's open to seeing and to hearing and to receiving that death is not the end of this love story. It's an enduring love. There's an enduring love that turns us again and again back to life, to participate in the joys and the sorrows of the world. Mary has a radical awakening. And where does this happen? In a garden, from the compost of grief, with Christ first appearing to her as a gardener, not as an emperor or a king or a priest or a rabbi even, but one who tends to life. What if the whole story began right here, with Jesus and Mary finding and recognizing each other in the garden? What if it began with sacred intimacy, where heaven and earth meet? Where Christ, the transcendent mystery, and Mary, the earth mystery, meet? What if we were their children, instead of being the children of Adam and Eve and cast out of the garden? What if we were their children? What if we are? You see, you're not going to find the living truth in a dead-end argument of what happened in this story as far as historical events. This is beyond all that, to a mystic's awareness, a breakthrough in expanded consciousness. Mary's told that although she would love to throw her arms around Jesus and hug him and hold him and touch him physically, she can't, because this is not of the physical realm. It's not of the material realm. It's beyond material form. And yet still very much alive, very much with us. Listen deeply. Watch. Keep turning towards the greater mystery, turning to what is here, what is still here, who is still here, and who is with us always. Find the blessed moment that turns us away from the grip of loss towards an experience of the sacred, and you will see that life is a wonder woven on the tapestry of the universe. This kind of intimacy weds us to belonging to the one eternal presence. You know, what is this esteemed and rarefied thing that we call enlightenment? My friends, it is just this. Turning away from what is no longer alive in us and turning to see things differently. And we have to bring this to life in us. We have to let this arise in our consciousness. Just 1 minute of awareness during the day when we turn towards the Easter moments and be in the world more peacefully rather than defeated by it. Before we turn, we stand still. We slow down. And let something wonderful rise up to touch you, just as the rose turns towards the light, offering its fragrance and beauty to the world, turning towards the kingdom of heaven which is spread before us. Mary, she's ecstatic, recognizing the intimate presence of the living Christ, and the first thing she wants to do is what we want to do when we've had an Easter moment. We want to share it with an insight like that. In our tradition, we do not proselytize, and that is a good thing. But this is not for ourselves alone. It moves us out to make a difference. It moves us out into looking for the joy in those Easter moments. It moves us out into compassion for the earth and all her creatures. Well, what did Mary do? That morning, Mary ran. She ran as if trying to catch her racing heart. She ran. Her long dark hair dangling loose from her scarf, her body and soul feeling as if it were in flight. She ran. She ran past the braying donkey, past the crowing rooster who scurried to get out of her way. She ran. She ran to tell the others, the men, the disciple. Then she just gushes and spills it all out, what she had seen and felt and heard. And the men? They do not believe her. They do not believe her. But let's not be too hard on the men, because it's not to be believed. They will have to have their own encounter, their own Easter moments. It cannot be believed, but it can be experienced. Experienced in the large and small wonders in the Easter moments, and pursuing the beautiful question that some angel just dropped into this moment. Why are you looking for what you think is missing, instead of turning towards the holiness and the love and the love and the love that is here now and forever? Look for it. Look for it and you will find it. You will find that the story is calling your name. May the eternal Christ, your own Buddha nature, awaken and arise and resurrect, renew you in such a way that we all become truly a blessing for each other and for all beings on this beautiful planet. And so it is. Amen.
One power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, 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 one power. It's the moment of creation, it's an everlasting peace, it's the freedom of forgiveness, it's the
sweet taste of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon for the love that's most deep. It's one power. Oh, one power. What we are is one power. One power. It's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
Thank you for the extra time to pull myself together. All right, my friend. Let's read together again. No, I know, now we had part to do. Okay, responsive reading number 2.
The resurrecting spirit of the Christ within me fills my mind with wisdom and understanding.
My mind is illumined, my way is made clear, and my success is assured.
The resurrecting spirit of the Christ within me quickens the healing life activity in every part of my being.
I am whole, strong, and free as God created me to be. I rejoice in my healing.
The resurrecting spirit of the Christ within me increases my awareness of infinite substance to meet my every need.
My life and affairs are enriched and prospered by an abundance of God's good.
The resurrecting spirit of the Christ within me fills my whole being with love.
I express love fully and fully. I am loving and I am loved. All right, let's sing together again. Song number 6 in your Wings of Song songbook. Stand as you are able, and we will sing together.
Morning
have a short reading for you as part of our flower ceremony. Our ushers are going to come forward, and after I read this passage, then they will pass flowers out. Feel free to help yourself so you have some beautiful bounty of color to take home with you. Children of the earth and sky, we are nurtured, sustained, given warmth and light from above and below. Supported by Earth's strong, firm crust, we build our homes, till the field, plant our gardens and orchards. When we turn from self and seek to be aware, we will find holy light in human faces, in blossoms, birdsong, and sky. Then Earth is truly our home, and we are one with all Earth's creatures. Parents of Earth's children yet to be, infinite spirit of life, we ask thy blessings on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of companionship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendships of one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awarenesses of another's talent discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world.
Of green, red roses too, I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright blessed days, the dark sacred nights, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you. Well, now it's time to bless our offering and thank our Creator for the many blessings that we have been given and affirm our gratitude. So let's start by affirming the truth about ourselves. This is how it goes. My name is, and you use your name, and I am prosperous, always and in all ways. So let's say that together. My name is, and I am prosperous, always and in all ways. Remember, always meaning forever and ever and ever, and always as in all forms. So take that into your heart. You can take your blessing, your offering, literally or figuratively, hold it up to your heart, and think about that prosperity that you are sharing, that flow of divine good through you into this community and out into the world. Let's bless our offering together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I share, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father. Amen.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. It's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make better days, just you and me.
Send them your heart so they know someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free.
As God has shown us by turning stone to bread, so all must lend a helping hand. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. we make better days, just you and me.
When you're down and out, there seems no hope at all. But if you just believe, there's no way we can fall.
Let us realize that a change will only come when we stand together as one.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones
To make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make better days, just you and me.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make brighter days.
So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make better days, just you and me.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make brighter days.
So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make better days, just you and me.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make brighter days.
So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make better days, just you and me.
It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
It's true, we make better days, just you and me. It's true, we make better days, you and me.
Pretty beautiful, huh? What a beautiful contribution you have made this day for me and for others. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now let us bless our offering together. Gratefully, we receive these gifts to do the good work of this beloved community and to be a blessing for the world. And so it is. Amen.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm always a little kerfluffled after the music. You know, we talk about it around here all the time. The consciousness that you have created in this space has brought the most amazing, magical music to us, and I am very grateful. Thank you, thank you. All right. Well, if you have time, please join us downstairs after service. We have a wonderful potluck down there. Our kids are going to come in now. We're going to circle around the room. We'll say our prayer of protection. And then note, we are going to sing Return to Love. You'll find the words on the back of your program. If you do not want to be on camera, do not come down here in front. You will be on the interwebs forever if you come down front. Like you and I, we're on the interwebs forever. Just scooch through them. All right. Almost, almost. All right, the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
May all beings be well and happy, and may all beings be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Peace be with you forevermore. Two more times. Oh, may all beings be well and happy. Oh, may all beings be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Peace be with you forevermore. Last time. Oh, may all beings be well and happy. Oh, may all beings be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Peace be with you forevermore. Happy Easter.